Hola, welcome to Word to Your Mama, the podcast that amplifies diverse voices and celebrates shared experiences. Hosted by me, Ritzy P, a Latina creative entrepreneur with a background in art, music, and new web technologies. From Academy and Emmy winners to activists, artists, and builders, we celebrate the rich diversity of my multicultural tribe. There will be special guests, mad laughs, and absolutely no BS. Word to Your Mama drops every Monday on your favorite podcast platform. Hola. So it's just me, this short, sweet episode. Because it's May, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. I'm going to be talking about that. And I'm also going to be talking about turning 50, because I just turned 50. So I'm going to talk really briefly about how it's been. It's been a week, how I spent it, all that good stuff. And I asked people if you had any questions for someone in their 50s, someone turned 50. So I can answer that real quick. But every May since February 2021, so starting in 2022, 2 years ago, I would re-release the episode that I recorded by myself. And it was recorded immediately after a therapy session. It was rough, rugged, and raw. And I was going through so much stuff. It was dark times. And I got on the mic. At the time, I wasn't recording video. And I got on the mic and I just was saying all the things. And I believe I had just finished the book, The Body Keeps the Score. Now I have on the resources page for Word to Your Mama resources page, I have another book that I recommend, The Deepest Well by Dr. Nadine Burke. But at the time I had read that and I was like, oh, it all makes sense. My life makes sense a little bit, blah, blah, blah. But at the time I was in therapy because I was in crisis, because since 2018, I'd been dealing with reconnecting with my biological father that I had never met. I didn't even know what he looked like, right? So that was a whole thing. So I get on the mic and I just blah, blah, blah. I just talk about all the things and about the body keeping the score. And here's a little snippet. But pain is pain and trauma is trauma. And if you don't fucking deal with it, it will deal with you and manifest in ways that you might not even fucking know. I'm good, but only because I've been going to therapy, right? The shit that just went down, I would be a mess. And to the, like my rib told me, like she said the same thing, like, imagine if I hadn't done the work to lead up to here. Like I have the tools and I'm in the right mindset where it's still going to fuck me up, right? But it's not going to take me out where I'm hysterical and I don't know what to do with myself. Like I'm in a practical place. So when I recorded it and I was editing it and it was only audio, no video. Like I said, I was so nervous to press submit so that it went out to all the platforms. But I'm so glad that I did, because when that episode dropped, I got so many DMs and texts from people that I knew, people that maybe I just met, people that I didn't know. And they were saying how much it resonated with them. And thank you for saying this or telling your story, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, whoa, that made me feel way better. And it made me see that if I share my story, that hopefully, even if it inspires or helps one person, it's a win, right? A win is a win. And so since then, since 2021, every May, since it's Mental Health Awareness Month, I'll re-release that episode. So this month, I'm not doing that. I'll have a link in the show notes, but I want to just mention it and talk about it because it is so powerful. And it's great that now I'm not in crisis and I see a therapist only once a month. She was like, you're good. We worked a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff has gone down since then. And she's like, you're good. You don't have to. And I was like, no. I want to do a month, like a checkup. So we do a monthly check-in. I do a monthly therapy session just to check in with myself, check in with her. She knows me. She knows my trauma. She knows my triggers. And she could be like, nah. But so far, she's been like, no, you sound good. But there's been a couple of times where she's like, if you need me, reach out, blah, blah, blah. So that's been great. And I'm just a huge advocate. I've been an advocate since I can remember about therapy. Our communities are not, especially my generation, right? Therapy? What? Who? Pay someone to talk to them? That wasn't a thing. So the fact that when my mom passed away, well, they told me she only had a couple months to live. When I was in college, I had just moved, just transferred to Long Beach State. And when I heard this information I wasn't even supposed to know about, there was just something innate, I think because I'm an old soul, that I was just like, I need help. And the school, the college, Long Beach State, offered free counseling with a certified therapist. So I was like, let me jump on this because I don't know what's happening. I'm losing it. I don't know how to navigate all these different things at the same time. So since then, that was one time. Then I went into another time later in my 20s, 30s, maybe early 30s. And then this time. So, it's so important. I don't feel like I could be here if it wasn't for that. So, all that to say, since that episode, you could hear the sadness and the trauma and the frustration and the anger and the rage. And then now, since that's happened, and I'm going to have another episode where I go in depth about, meeting my biological father and dealing with all that and what it brought up and how you think you're good until, something happens and then you're like constantly crying and you're like, why am I crying? And you're like, I need professional help. So the day and night of being like, oh, especially after so much work has been put in, and then 2023, January 23, I was like, this is fantastic. I feel light. This is great. And now I just have the 1 month checkups, check-ins, and it's fantastic. So if you need help, if because you also, let me just say, you could be functionally depressed. You can be doing all the things and people think you're good, but really be depressed. That's a thing. So, have these check-ins. If you are overwhelmed, if just figuring out the tools to navigate this crazy life. That's it. Sometimes. So anyways, if you're on the fence, do it. If you want more information, there's a resource page. Ask friends. You can DM me, you can email me, whatever. It has helped me tremendously. And let me say something. It is hard as fuck to do the work, to stay in it, to be vulnerable. First of all, it's hard to find a therapist that you like, that you feel comfortable with, that you're going to, tell. There's things that I've told my therapist that I've never told another living soul. Not even sure if I've ever even written it down in a journal. Like, it's like that. And it's been so transformative, and I wouldn't be alive, or I'd be alive, but I wouldn't be living, if that makes sense, if it wasn't for therapy. So yes, therapy. Love it. I'm all about it. And also, finding a therapist that looks like you or that can relate to you, that understands certain things, aspects of you, that's important too. There's also sliding scales that you can do. Say you don't have insurance or your insurance doesn't cover it, then there's sliding scale places. And that's what I did for the therapist, 2 therapists in between when I first started. And this last one is I went to sliding scale spots, and they're so helpful because it's a therapist who's building their hours. So they need hours to clock in. So it's like, pay what you can. You know what I'm saying? So that was very helpful. I think it's just getting those tools and learning how to navigate, because the body keeps the score, just like that snippet says. Like, the body is like, I know that you haven't dealt with this. So you can do all the running and all the things and all the, but it's going to catch up to you. So I'm now officially a week out from turning 50. As you may or may not know, it was a bittersweet situation because I was turning 50, 50 years old. And then it was me outliving my mom. My mom died 29 years ago. She died when I was 20, turning 21. She died when she was 49, turning, a couple of weeks before turning 50. So it was a bittersweet birthday. And I was like, how am I gonna, I was like, before it was, when I turned 49, I was like, oh shit, I'm the age that she was when she passed. It was a mind fuck last year. And I was like, ooh, like, it was stressing me out. And especially because I have a little man, the supernatural bear. And he last year he was 10, and I was like, I want to be around. And it was like Final destination? Like, am I going to die at this age? It was a whole mindfuck. But then, I got over that with therapy. I talked about it and I wrote about it and stuff. So that helped me. And then when it was time to think about my celebration, like, yeah, I'm going to do it big. I'm going to go to the islands and da-da-da-da. And then I was just like, you know what? It's a bittersweet birthday. So I want to be by myself.
This is your friendly reminder to take a deep breath. Este es tu recordatorio para que respires profundo. Take a deep breath in. Inhala profundo. Exhale as you observe your breath, letting all the air out. Exhala, observando tu exhalación, dejando salir todo el aire. Would you like to help me reach my mission of teaching meditation to 1 million children? ¿Te gustaría ayudarme a alcanzar mi misión de enseñar meditación a 1 millón de niños? I invite you to join me in the Decide Balance Oasis, a safe space where families can find bilingual meditations and mindfulness practices and so much more. Te invito a que te unas conmigo en el Decide Balance Oasis, un espacio seguro donde las familias pueden encontrar meditaciones bilingües y prácticas de atención plena y mucho más. Go to decidebalance.com for more details. I'll see you in the Oasis. Visita decidebalance.com para obtener más información. Nos vemos en el Oasis.
Gracias for listening to Word to Your Mama. I have a unique cross-section of guests on here because I'm a consultant who thrives at the intersection of creative innovation, tech, and community impact. There are a variety of ways we could work together, so check out ritzyperrywinkle.com to learn more. Link in the bio. And so I went to a spa. Shout out to, We Reap crew. And I went to a local spa, an indigenous-owned spa, and that was fantastic. And I just wrote in my journal and kind of just thought of all the things. And I was just like, wow, I'm 50 years old. If you watch the Relatives episode, the latest Relatives episode, I'll have a link to it here. We talk about turning 50 and how it's a celebration, right? Especially for people in our generation, it's a celebration. Like, whoa, I made it this far. I made it this far and I'm doing well. I made it this far, I'm healthy. I made it this far, I'm surrounded by loved ones, people who care about me, and I'm able to give love after everything that I've been through since I was a kid, and I'm in a different place. So that's been fantastic. So I asked on socials, on the TikTok and other things, if you had any questions, for someone that's 50 or someone that just turned 50. So let's answer some of those. Okay. So we got someone asked, I'm over here tripping about being 40 and you're making 50 look mad cool, Ritzy. Thank you. That is by I Got Soul. I won't say the real name, but we are, hermanas in a lot of different ways because our birthday's the same day and we lost our moms at a young age. And thank you for that. I don't know. I feel like sometimes because of the moans too, perimenopause and stuff, sometimes I look in the mirror, I'm like, damn, I look my age. And sometimes like, nah, I don't. Right. And then sometimes, I'll tell people, they'll ask my age or I'll mention something. They're like, what? So that makes me feel good. So thank you for that. I really appreciate that. And let's go to the next one. What are some of the emotions you felt before and now? I think with therapy and with time and experience, I think all the emotions are there, but I think the recovery time has shortened. Well, first of all, I think there's an awareness now that I didn't have. And then the recovery time is shorter. And for an example, we all get imposter syndrome. But now I'm aware of it, that it's something that naturally happens in the brain to everybody, like everybody, famous, well accomplished, all that stuff. But it's the awareness of it. And then the recovery time, you're like, no, let me brush it off and I'm good. So I think that has changed the awareness and the recovery time. I think that's what's changed. But yeah, all the feelings are there. I mean, I'm just human. We're just human. But I think the fucks given are less. I never had the clock ticking for a baby situation, but I have this clock ticking to get stuff done because I'm 50 now. Because I am 50, I don't feel 50. I might look 50, but I don't feel 50 here. Someone asked, oh, why do my back and my knees hurt? I mean, a lot of different reasons. Age, the moans, a bunch of different things like that. And then let's see, I have one from TikTok, from the Tip Tops. This says, what advice would you give your 39-year-old self about the things you thought you should be achieving by a certain time? So, ever since I read this, I was thinking about it. When I was 39, I was pregnant. I was a late mama. And I remember I just finished this Southeast Asian tour. It was amazing. And all these things were about to like pop off in a lot of different ways for me. And then I was pregnant and I was like, my life is over. But I said to myself, I'm glad I'm an older mom. I've done a lot of different things. I've seen the world. I've done so many different things, lived so many different lives. Like, this is great. But I was bummed because I was like, I have so much more living to do. I'm not going to be able to do all the things. And then as I got older and the supernatural bear got older, I saw things differently. Since I had limited amount of time being a mom and being an older mom in my day, then I was like, oh man, I used to waste time. Like, I could have done even more. But to break it down in simple terms, I feel like you will get to the things you set your mind to. Like, you could wish things and do all that stuff, but you have to be in action to get shit done. And there's what I've learned, because I've done so many different things and been accomplished in so many different things. And I'm really proud of that. And stuff that I've just completed in the past couple of years even. Okay, the advice I would give my 39-year-old self would be figure it out, go to therapy more. I would tell myself, are you sure you dealt with all the trauma? Are you sure you're good with your daddy issues? Are you sure? I'd just be like, do all the things. One thing that I was blessed with my mom passing away, I wish she was here, but one thing that is a blessing that came out when she passed away at such a young age is that I saw life that it's short and that you never know. So whatever you want to do, you should just try to do it. Do it scared. Just do it scared. Make the moves. We live in a time where everything's at our fingertips. Learn how to do something, learn how to do this, blah, blah, blah. People you can reach out to. Like, literally DM somebody and they might reach back to you. Social media, ask all the people out there. Like, there's so many different ways. And I think I would just tell myself that you're good. You think your life is over at 39 because you're pregnant and scared as hell and you're about to have a baby and you never wanted to be a mom, but it's going to be the best thing ever. And then even though you think your life is over, then you're going to figure it out and still live your life for yourself and travel the world again and impact so many different people again and create in so many different ways. Like, it's going to be good. So I think that's that. So yeah, 50 so far, it's 50. I feel the same. I think more and more I'm thinking about beauty and how I look and how I navigate the world. And I don't know. It's interesting. We'll see how it is in the next year. But I feel good. I think I needed that time alone for my born day weekend of reflection and just going through the emotions of being sad, because that's my sad time. April 13th, she passed away. May 4th is her birthday. Then it's Mexican Mother's Day, American Mother's Day, and then it's my birthday. And so it's like this fog lifted. I don't know. It's really weird that it happens to me that way, but that's me. That's my time, my sad time. This time it was a little bit extra because of the bittersweet of me outliving her, but it's good. I mean, I'm on the other side of it now, a week out, and I feel clearer. I feel a little bit lighter and, so we'll see. Okay. So the next episodes we have, I think what's going to happen is we're going to go out till June. And then I think we're going to take the usual break we take in July. I'm also working on another podcast called Emerging Tech Journeys. And that's going to be amplifying diverse voices in emerging tech. So that's, blockchain, crypto, AI, spatial, gaming, all those things. And then I'm also co-hosting a podcast called The Get Down, where it focuses on more of the latest news when it comes to policy for Black, Brown, and Indigenous and how it impacts them. And that is with Cleve Mesidor, who is the director of Blockchain Association. And she is now the editor of an owner and founder and editor of Butterscotch Media. So that will be debuting, I believe, at the end of the month or June. And if you are listening to this when it comes out on Monday, this week I'll be in Austin, Texas for Consensus. And then after that, I will be speaking at Hustle and Socialize in San Antonio. All that stuff will be in the show notes. But yeah, man, short episode and trying to figure it all out. So let's do it together and hit me up. Oh, and the Supernatural Bear is grown as hell. If you don't know, the Supernatural Bear used to have the Supernatural Bear Corner. That's because we started this in the pandemic. And you hear his voice evolve. And he retired last year. But man, he's 11, but he looks 14. And the other day, I was like, man, mijo, you look tall. He's like eye to eye. So yeah, we'll have him on probably later this year or next year just to get an update on how he's doing. But thank you so much for the support. Please don't forget. Tell your folks, tell your beeps, tell your friends. And as always, we reap. Word to Your Mama is owned and produced by Ritzy P. Intro beat produced by Nico Beats. For partnership inquiries and contact info, check out wordtoyourmama.com. And as always, Word to Your Mama is brought to you by ritzyperiwinkle.com. And now, introducing
the Supernatural Bear Corner.
Supernatural Bear. Burp.